of the skull and what happens as you age. Um, a fetal skull is actually not totally fused, and so it is. We consider it to have more bones than the adult skull. They're still incomplete, and they're connected by these things called fontanelles. And fontanelles are a cartilage that is holding together the bones. So it says down here unossified remnants of fibrous membranes. There are four. There's one called the anterior, posterior, mastoid, and sphenoid. And this shows you the picture of it. The anterior fontanelle is the one that we call a soft spot on in a baby. They say not to touch it too much, but it is the largest of the fontanelles. And what these fontanelles are allowing us to do is for our skull to grow as we are growing up and our brain is developing. Also, skull bones such as the mandible and maxilla are unfused. So we don't have all of the fusions done. The mandible is considered to be one bone in an adult human, but it is two bones in a fetal skull. At birth, the cranium is very, very large, comparatively speaking, to the face. So you can see in this human newborn, you can see that the cranium is much larger than the face itself. And so in this baby, you can see the same thing. The mandible and maxilla are shortened, but they will eventually kind of expand with age. And then the legs and the arms grow at a faster rate than the head and the trunk. You can see that it's, not as proportional as when you're little, but then it becomes a lot more normal looking as you age. Now, because babies start out not being able to walk upright, and then they will crawl, they actually have a different curvature in their spine because they are like an animal on all four as opposed to a two-legged animal. And so there's only two curvatures in the spine that are present at birth, and they're going to be basically arched like a four-legged animal because, like I said, they're going to start crawling. And so they're going to be on all fours for a while. And then finally, secondary curvatures, the cervical and the lumbar, will start to form as the baby is going to develop and start standing upright and being able to support an upright bipedal individual. Now, as you get older, of course, things start to slow down. We start to lose some of the cartilage. They say that when you age, you will lose some of your height, and that is because the intervertebral discs become thin, less hydrated because most of the matrix in cartilage is water, and they become less elastic. And so what can happen is disc herniation can increase, or the risk of herniation, where the disc then kind of goes out the side and can start to go through muscle. And the costal cartilage starts to ossify also, again losing water and becomes more rigid, and then all bones lose mass. So osteoporosis, the risk of getting osteoporosis as you age becomes greater. And so we need to, make sure that we're continuing to take vitamin D, calcium supplements, and weight-bearing exercises throughout life.